Hey, good morning, everyone. Let's see. Let me see if I can put this down here. And not that one. There we go. We'll get it a little higher here. Yeah, I can sit down. Take my shoes off. I got a little over at the cycling place. He gave me a bigger bag for my stuff, but I'm using it as a ground mat so I can keep my shoes off and stuff like this. So what I mean is it's always good to have a ground mat like that. And sorry, not trying to get you guys dizzy there, but yeah, it makes it a little handy to actually. Let me do this. Come on, guy. Good enough. Close enough. Yeah, it's been kind of well, it's been rainy morning. Sprinkling, raining, not hard rain, nothing like a storm or anything that I had to worry about. But, see if I can find my phone and everything. Give you kind of a time check. I have no signal here, so it's 11 o'clock. I didn't do the 10 o'clock live stream just because there's no signal here. But that's all right. Day to day, I can miss a few days here and there. It's just going to happen. We're on September 19th, so I think that's, if my count is right, I think that's 96. Day 96, possibly. If I pull up Google Maps, should tell me. Like I said, I update my Google Maps as much as possible. Now I'm limited on what I can actually do because the signal, I don't get a strong signal. Like, yeah, Google Maps doesn't even want to load. Maybe turn off my data, see what I can do. Yeah, it's day 97. Okay, so I was off by a day. So I was just kind of waiting this out because it's still fairly early. I was hoping that maybe this would clear up by noon, but right now it's just really sprinkling. If I packed up everything and just keep up my tarp is the last thing I take off, then my tarp will pretty well be the only thing that's wet when I'm putting it away. My location right now is I'm just south of, so I'm actually on a beach that's just one big long turtle sanctuary. And let me show you something, guys, here. If you notice, there's these little, well, I can get out and show you. Let me get my shoes on real quick here. Alright. So there's these real red markers here. And they're along the beach, and I'm thinking maybe they're the red markers to say, you see there's a nice big hole in the ground right there. Like this is one of the main landing spots for the turtles. And I do believe these are tracks out here in the sand. There's the hole in the ground. And there's holes everywhere along the beach here with little tracks going out. So I don't know when the turtles come ashore, but I'm pretty sure there was a crowd here yesterday. A huge crowd. When I was going out, it was just non-stop cars. And the road getting in here, because the sanctuary, at least the building sanctuary, there's one here, up here, which was super busy yesterday. But I'm kind of right up where the jungle meets into the ocean here, right? And so the road, the sandy road kind of stops here, but also goes way down this way. But on the other side, hang on the other side of this thing right here, there's another turtle sanctuary. So I'm assuming this whole area is just one big landing area for turtles. And right now it's so busy in those tracks in the sand. I'm assuming that the turtles are making their ways to shore to lay eggs or whatever, you know, or do what turtles do. And yeah, and like I said, the road getting in is kind of just like a, it hasn't been really paved yet. It's in the process, you might say, of road work. And it's not that far to get down here, but the person in front of me, he kept having to stop because it was only like one car ahead of me trying to get in, and me and everybody else was just piling out because the sun was going down, and I was trying to get here before dark. But if you watched yesterday's video, you understand. Now yesterday, I just recently, since I'm still new to editing and I'm learning these things, I just realized that besides I'm figuring out how to use my damn camera too, besides just so I can put you down, homie, besides just doing the low light setting on my phone, which increases the low light a little bit. I mean, it does a little, but you need surrounding lights. You need some light for it to pick it up. Otherwise, dark is just dark with that thing. So yeah, it's got pretty good low light resolution. I haven't compared it to other things because I've never used low light resolution and other thing, you know, on other devices. So I don't know how well it actually performs. I've heard the DJI is super good, but regardless, if there's no real light, then it just doesn't pick up anything. But on my application, I use the U-Cut for doing my editing on my phone. I just discovered in the filters there's a way to brighten it. So, and it significantly increases the brightness. So yesterday's video, I kind of did a comparison. I started the video to show you how dark it was. And I said, this is how dark it is down below. And then I said, but, you know, and then it's a lot brighter. So I don't want you to think that, I was thinking, should I leave it dark so that you guys can get the mood of my, you know, why I'm in a hurry to try and find a camping area and set it up? Because, you know, once it goes dark, you're pretty well stuck with whatever you have immediately around you. So you got to try and search out a camp area, you know, a good location before it goes dark. But I decided, nah, it's nicer to see the surroundings. Although it looks like I'm, you know, it doesn't make sense at times because it was like I'm talking about, oh, I got to hurry up, it's getting dark, but it looks like daytime, you know, like, so anyway. So in the future, on a lot of my videos, I might just put in a little thing that video has been lightened or something, I don't know. That might be redundant, but if it starts getting dark, I'm going to start using that app just so you guys can see. So if it doesn't make sense, I'm talking about how dark it is and it looks like there's a lot of light out still, it's because I'm lightening my videos. Now, I know later on, people are not going to watch this section and know I said this, and, you know, they're going to get confused by videos, but that's, you know, I don't care. If you get confused, why? But anyway, yeah, it's a nice little setting. Like I said, U-Cut's not bad. It's a good app for your phone. But it is an editing. It is an editing software, and it taxes your CPU on your phone, and it possibly could have been the reason why my GPU burnt out on my old phone, just from the old, you know, stressing it out. But I don't know, because usually it's not working. Even though it's shooting in 4K, it's not, while you're editing it, it's not working. It's working with a lower resolution, so it shouldn't be maxing out my GPU. But even with the most advanced, you know, the Snapdragon Elite 8, this has been maxed out too. You know, it's buffered on this thing, not that often. And, you know, this definitely has the least amount of troubles when it comes to editing. But a few times I've made this thing hiccup, you know. And and wants to actually start over. So the bad part about the editing software is when it gets overtaxed and overloaded on the U-cut, it jumps back to the beginning of the timeline and starts running through it again. So you got to advance to where you were just at before. My older phones, it was happening all the time. This, once in a blue moon. So that, but it shows that it gets taxed out. Anyway, why do I talk about these things? Because it's part of my life. Taking up this hobby, doing, I know, I mentioned this before, but for the ones that weren't present in the room when I said it before, this is part of my life, doing the creation. So yeah, traveling through the country is what I was first to be documenting. Now I'm documenting the documentation of the journey because it's so much part of this new world that I'm in. And even like Doug from Planet Doug, you know, I really enjoy listening to his struggles with editing and cameras and stuff like that, because it's nice to know these, you know, I think YouTube and being a creator is just, you know, it's TV and Netflix. You know, Netflix is not going to last because it's not interactive enough. YouTube's going to take over. YouTube's already taken over the TV world. Like, I grew up with TV generation. I mean, I remember when not everybody could afford a TV. I remember when black and white started being taken over by color. You know, where color, you know, I mean, yes, I was a kid, a very small kid, but, you know, all these improvements has been within, you know, my lifespan. And if you put in from my grandpa to me, all technological innovation has been within those 3 generations. I mean, I remember people talking about punch cards when it came to computers, you know, working with punch cards. And I remember, you know, it's like when there's, you know, when tube technology was still around, that's where you got, you know, there's a bug in the system. It was because there was an actual bug inside the tubes, you know, an actual like moth or something, you know, and, you know, these were, it's kind of neat to see. So, like when the TV came out, everybody's, the whole new generation of basically couch potatoes, and everybody was a couch potato. So when the smartphone came out, right, and it offered the ability to be the new pocket TV, because back then you couldn't get, like, you could get a smaller TV, like a portable TV, which you could take out camping, but it was just a little screen, black and white, and with bad reception, you know. It wasn't really, you know, it wasn't worth the money. And so the innovation of the smartphone just took over because we were already a TV generation, right? We were told to go out and play as a kid, but that ended, and, you know, families still struggle with trying to, okay, turn off the television and come in and we all eating together. We don't watch TV as a family, and eat, right? You know, so that was like a rule that was still trying to be enforced, and eventually it was like, nah, everybody just kind of agreed to sit in front of the TV and eat. But I think you should turn off all devices. You know what I'm saying? I think the best thing you can do is tell everybody when it's time to sit down and have dinner, right? There's only one phone allowed. You know, like if you go out to a restaurant, one phone allowed. And that phone is for looking stuff up during a discussion, you know, or ordering food. Some spots are like online menu only, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so you need a phone. But, you know, you can still install these old rules and stuff. I mean, that's if you want to. Most parents were like, nah, I grew up with this cell phone. This is the new norm, right? So I'm not arguing against that. But if you wanted to spend more FaceTime with your children, you could do that. You know, I would just suggest having one phone, because Google is a good way to increase the interaction of the conversation instead of ending it completely, you know. Too many phones just ends the conversation altogether. But I don't struggle because with technology, because I've been supportive of the smartphone ever since it was made. I think it's one of the best inventions to come along, because it took all the inventions, all the pre-existing inventions, and packaged it into one nice Linux system, you know. and pushed it out there, which Linux is open, so any of the little hackers and stuff like that would have really appreciated it. You can start toying with it and tweaking it and rooting it, and anyway, I know I used to root all my phones. That's a process, though. I mean, until one-click root came out, and then that process is super simple. But if you wanted to do it yourself, but it took a little bit. It took a computer. But anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling about that. Guys, oh shit, 15 minutes, sorry. 15 minutes is a long time. Okay, I'm going to end it there. That was a big ramble. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. Bye. Well, that one's a little wet. Something I forgot to mention while I'm packing up here between raindrops. It's not raining, that's why I got the camera outside from underneath the tarp, so it's time to pack up and get going. But as I was packing, I forgot to mention a purchase that I made yesterday. Like I said, I've noticed that I've been, after reviewing everything about trying to do a live stream with the DJI, using just the phone, using just the phone and not setting it up like a webcam to the computer. It's kind of pointless to do that. There's too much troubles involved. One, you don't actually get to see the live stream as it's happening. You don't actually get to see you live streaming. You need kind of two devices, one to actually have the live stream, one to actually post the live stream. And it doesn't really make sense because now I actually do have a good enough camera. I bought the DJI instead of buying a new phone with a good camera. But the fact is the editing and the processing power that I needed, a new phone anyway, with the best processor that I could get. And that was between the Apple 16 and the Samsung SG25. And the SG25 is an Android, which I'm used to the Android platform. I would have to get used to a whole new platform with Apple. And not just that, Apple is its own little closed environment, So where the Samsung's a little more tweakable, where you can actually suit it to your personality. I don't know, it's more flexible. Androids are more flexible. So, and the Snapdragon Elite just beat out their processor, which was anyway. I think it was the M18 or so. Anyway. So I have been live streaming with my phone to make a long story even longer. I've been live streaming with the phone and leaning it up against stuff and trying to prop it up somehow. It just wasn't working out. So kind of noticed a homeless Kiwi in London. He had a little tripod for his phone and it looked great, just using that, very simplistic. So I went and bought one, 40 ringgit. It's a tripod selfie stick, right? So it goes all the way out. So it goes out, a high one if I wanted to. But my main thing is that it's a tripod. I know that these tripod legs are actually kind of big and anyway, I did not go over the instructions yet on how to open it. so personally, that's kind of a large stance, but I guess that's good. I'll be able to I got the one with the lights on it, just for if it's super dark out, or, that'll give at least enough light and they're rechargeable. They pop off and then you can recharge them. They're just a small one and then they just slide back on. And my phone can go in that. I can set it up to the proper heights I want and it goes up to full stand all the way up. But something I was noticing, it also has the same type of, so that right there is the same type, the little 3-prong, the tongue and groove style, is the same type of holder mounting that my DJI, you remember the shoulder strap thing I got for it? Same thing. So I should be able to put the DJI on this now, set it up, and I don't know if that'll actually work because I can't tilt this thing. So the DJI might be too picky. I'm going to try though. See if I can actually get it where the DJI can mount to this. If not, this right here is also a tripod style screw that I can get rid of this. I can figure something out. I can put the actual DJI onto this part, so it'll be upright. So I will be able to get the DJI working on this thing too if I want to. But 40 ringgit comes out to about $10, and that's not a super bad purchase. And this is actually my first selfie stick. I always thought that selfies were kind of, prima donna. It's like, I always thought it looked ridiculous. It's funny because what I thought looked ridiculous, now I'm doing, so it's kind of like it's kind of like me being wrong about everything. I'm getting used to it. Anything I think, oh, that's stupid, and all of a sudden I'm doing it next. Oh, that's silly, and I'm doing it. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a real quick update without dragging it on anymore. 6 minutes too long. So I got this for live streaming. That way you guys aren't looking up my nose the whole time. All right, guys, that's all. There's my product review or update. All right, I'm going to finish packing up and hit the road. So here's my selfie stick all set up, and I have the DJI mounted on top of it. If you can see, I actually have it screwed into with the small little tripod that I have. Screws in perfect on there, and yeah, it's great. So there's the scene. And it gives a better angle now. So now I can start filming where it's not always just a angle. Now that it's not just an angle facing up, I can start doing where I can actually catch some of the backgrounds and try different scenes and stuff. So I'm already happy with the purchase. Although I've originally bought it for my telephone, it connected perfectly with my DJI. So score. Yeah, I'm happy with the purchase. I mean, $10, right? 40 ringgit. That's not too bad. All right, guys, that's all. Just a little update. Well, folks, it is going on, I think, around 12:45, so it's creeping up to 1 o'clock. It's time to hit the road. Yeah, it's 12:45. This was a nice spot, although if you look around, you can see the garbage. Unfortunately, no one comes out with a trash bag. Being so close to the sanctuaries that you'd think, I mean, all it would take is a team of 5 people to come out here with some garbage bags and just pack it all up and bring it right over to the garbage can. I did that the other day when I was in Caggar. So the very first ponduck that I stayed at had garbage, just plastic over there. So one of my spare black garbage bags, I just filled it up before I left, and I took it down to one of the garbage cans and stuff. So I actually left that area a lot cleaner. I'm taking my own garbage out, but yeah, I think we should all try and, like, if I'm taking my own garbage out, throw a few extra pieces in there. Although it won't do much, it will do something. So anyway, I'm gonna hit the road, guys. Yeah, I just kind of had to dry off everything, and yeah, these are all these little pits in the ground are all Here, let me walk down. These are all like turtle places because you can actually see in the sand. You can actually see where their little flippers have actually. Let's see. Let me get up to it. So you can see the little flipper marks and stuff like this in the sand. The little flipper, crawling. I know it doesn't come out on camera, but climbing right into the hole. So, and there's several of them along the beach, all the way down the beach. So this must be a real sight to see when they're all coming ashore. And yeah, like I said, I have not studied their habits. Like, do they only come ashore to actually lay eggs, or do they come ashore to lay eggs and mate, or do they come to shore just to hang out and have a good old time, throw a party? You know what I'm saying? For like birthday parties. Well, you know what I'm saying. I haven't studied any of that, so I claim ignorance. But right now I don't have internet, so I can't look that up. I'll do it later. Since I'm running into so many of them, I'm curious now. So I am all packed up, guys. This was a nice place regardless of the little bit of garbage. A little bit. Quite a bit. But, okay, on the road, guys. Let's do this. Came down this road this time. And there's the turtle sanctuary. Looks like, I didn't see it because of all the cars here yesterday. Looks like there's a road that takes you off onto that side of the beach, which I do believe goes down farther before you hit where the jungle meets the ocean. And yeah, so at least from what Google Maps shows. So it's time to hit the road, guys. Here we go. And here's the road that I originally took in. This road is a little less sandy. So the other one definitely that I just came out on, you might get stuck unless you have a 4x truck, a 4-wheel drive. So nice little shack. So I think I remember this part of the Bible. And there's what it looks like without the illusion of coming from behind the bush. Quick update, guys, real quick. It's about 4:40 right now, and my next destination for camping for tonight is I'll get this one day. There you go. It's called Tanjung Beach. So that was a recommendation by someone. It's still 25 kilometers up to the north of me. I stopped at the gas station. One, because I had to use the restroom, but two, while I was in there, I used the butt washer to shower up and rinse out my shirt and everything like that. So I'm not the only one. Everybody does it. The guy next to me was, I went in to use the restroom. He was washing up, and I was like, good idea, right? I'm like, I still got to cycle, and I'm like, I want to clean up just a little, So I rinsed out my shirt and took all my clothes hung them up because they had a good hanger and rinsed out. So that's really nice about having these gas stations with restrooms in them, and you know, a good drain on the ground where you can actually clean up with a bucket of water. You know, so the butt washer plus the bucket of water, the bidet wash. I don't know what you guys call it here, but it's a butt washer. It's a butt washer, right? Anyway, so yeah, I needed, you know, it's nice and convenient, especially when you're sweaty and it's hot. Go in there, rinse off the sweat, and then it's like a instant recharge, reset, ready to go again and get sweaty again, right? So anyway, yeah, so I stopped at KFC, grabbed some just a potato bowl. I'm gonna eat that real quick, hit the road, and try and get to Tanjung Beach. So yeah, like I said, and that should be good camping. It's a long beach. It's also Rubatel. Rubatel is a little up farther north, but man, that beach just goes on forever and ever. If you guys can look at it, like I mean, here, look. Let's see. Let's see if I can actually do this. So, so starting down here, right? Look how long this beach is. You know, it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So I'm going to be able to find a camp, no problem. So that's the plan. I'm going to eat, hit the road. And yeah, you know, 25 kilometers, I had to stick with it, but I'll get there about 6:30, I think. 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, yeah. I'm going to safely say about 2 hours to get there. Yeah. Well, guys, looks like we got about a half an hour before sunset. I'm not too much farther. Looks like right on the other side of this beach, of this bridge here, I'll be going over to the beach I'm looking for. So I made it. I started late, but I only got about 3 kilometers to go. So I'll be there. Sorry, I'm not wearing my mic just because I'm trying to get there before dark so I can scope out a spot to have a camp. It's going on 7 o'clock, guys, and I just barely made it. Sorry, getting dark on me. But I did make it to the coast down here. I just got to figure out which way I want to go. Down here is the lighthouse. I'm going to make a run down that way. That way I can actually tell, like, because that looks really good right there. Those trees right there. But, no stone unturned, right? So, hello. Looks like we got street vendor food for the morning. And yeah, this looks good. This looks way relaxed right here. There's some good trees, as long as I don't get a bad storm coming up off that water. Yeah, this is a good spot. We got some pond ducks up here. The roof has seen better days on these. It looks like they got a table underneath too. So guys, I did make it. I made it, but I gotta hurry up and find a spot to camp. There's some good trees right here too. I mean, they're a little on the small side though, but they probably hold my weight. Yeah, nah, they're a little on the small side. Maybe. There's a few that could probably hold my weight. Ah, this is kind of cool. Look at this. Gotta slow down for this one. Look at this. That's cool. Pallets. And, what's up, brother? And look at that side. If I want to go to the field. I know I said I had to hurry up and find a location to camp, but this was too cool. I had to stop and check out. This is the farthest southern side of the beach before it hits, I think like the river, the water inlet that goes inland. Yeah, this is cool. This is nice here. Like a park. It's kind of tucked up behind the rocks here. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this is nice out here. No? Yeah, I couldn't resist, guys. I saw this and it looked beautiful, so I wanted to come up and just kind of get in here and see what this was about. That's a Christmas tree. Yeah, look at the rock formations on here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a good look at them. So there's a few of the gazebo styles. Most of them have kind of rough-shaped roofs that would leak if it did rain on me. So I'd have to set up the tarp anyway. Most of the palm trees have coconuts in them right now, so that's a no-go. That's all coconut trees or widow makers. Yeah, it's nice here. But, all right. I gotta get to searching, guys. So I'm gonna turn around and go back down that way, where I just came from. And look for something along the beach. I know, I couldn't resist actually filming a little more. Alright, I'll get going. Hey. Okay, I didn't have to go too far to find a spot to camp. I just basically got away from the busier side down there. And I got right past the little street vendor that I waved at when I turned right. Just a little ways past that. And this grove of trees, man. I mean, they're a little on the smaller side, but some of them are big enough to hold my weight. I just had to find 2 to hold my weight and then 2 on either side to actually, but look, I'll show you kind of race through this real quick. So the food vendor that kind of turned right and then just kind of waved to her, she's right there. And then I pulled off onto this road and look, the field across the way, right? So no one across the way. I'm not going to be disturbing anybody at all. So we got where they're planting these Australian pines. And like I said, some of them are a little on the small side, but I'm positive I could find a big enough one. Like, look at this. This is kind of close together. That pole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 means I can't stretch my tarp out. And but anyway, I'm gonna hunt down some trees here. And I really don't have time to be picky. But this looks like home sweet home for the night, guys. And I got a lot of editing to do. I blabbed my mouth off this morning. So yeah, I got some rambles that I gotta piece together. It happens. I'm not gonna edit them out. I'm just gonna send them to you guys. You can digest them. All right, guys. Well, it is nighttime and I'm set up. So I'm right here in the middle of town doing some urban camping. And I would call it stealthy, but no, it's not stealth at all. It's just camping in the open. So I'm all set up, guys. I got my little ground mat, got my bicycle underneath just in case. And yeah, I'm hoping that no one kind of comes here and trips over my lines, even though the white thing's on it. Yeah, you can see I got the kind of porch mode going on here underneath. All my goodies. I'm gonna get something to eat. I already ran in, jumped into the ocean. I got my old clothes up. I got my, well, semi-clean pajamas on. And yeah, there's home sweet home for the night, guys. Yep, that's home sweet home, and I'm gonna call it quits and say good night, y'all. And I'm gonna kick back, relax, and get some editing done. In the morning, you'll get a better view. So good night. Bye-bye. Hasta la night. Peace.